Hi folks, welcome back. So today we're reacting to Storytime by Nightwish. We're doing this reaction today because this was one of the top 3 voted artists on my January poll on my Patreon page. If you'd like to vote on monthly polls, or you'd like to have a guaranteed reaction request, or 2 guaranteed reaction requests, please do consider supporting me on Patreon. You'll find the link in the description below. So without further ado, let's get going.
I think it's time for a little story. It's definitely story time.
Getting serious and justice for all vibes with this riff. love the sort of displacement on those accents. Oh, modulation. Was waiting on it. Yeah. It's a great chorus. I'm going to be singing this later on. We're on the home straight now. I'm going to wrap it up. Bit of an ad-lib feel. Nice. Bit more energy in the drums. The full band. Really great energy at the end there. So obviously we ran straight through this one, folks. So I think sort of duty bound to head back through, and we'll maybe do a little bit of a breakdown this time.
I think it's time for a little story.
Really enjoyed this one. Really enjoyed this. I don't know. I definitely was getting vibes off I can't remember what song it is. There's one of the Metallica riffs off, I think it's off Justice. It's been a long time since I've listened to Metallica. Dun, 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 dun. Oh.
It's definitely.
I'll try and get past it. So we're F minor. Sort of up in that sort of register with I like this sort of twinkly bell sort of effects. The synth. It's in there somewhere. I'm going to keep trying to move forward here, so I don't want to dwell too much on the exact riff. Great bass run in there. To hear that, actually the bass tone was one of the main things that jumped out to me on that first run through, at least the first sort of quarter of the song. Lovely snarly bass tone. It's threatening. That riff. Right, well, let me grab the guitar. I'm gonna try and work this out. Okay, so I've just listened to the riff a couple more times there, and I think I've got it worked out now. So it's playing very much on sort of like dissonant minor second intervals. And you hear this kind of thing. So it's all around that sort of chromatic range. There is a wee bit of a sort of pentatonic thing. He's sort of... He's sort of mixing that sort of bluesy pentatonic riff with this chromaticism. So I'll try and play it. I think that's it. I'll maybe run back here and try along with this. So see. You can hear that riff continuing on in the background there, way down low in the mix. Vocals prominent on the top. got this sort of intense energy underneath it, hasn't it? Dun da da dun dun da da dun da 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 dun. So even though it's brought down and it's soft, it's still got this undercurrent of sort of tension.
Words, no dreams, then Monday. I ride by a fire, imagine all of Gaia. Took a journey into a childless heart. Painter on the shore, imagine all the world. Waiting in a snowflake on this powerful for poetry. Canvas of the world, planet Earth fall back into the source. I got the voice of never, never lived. The innocence and dreams of every day. I got the empty grave of being dead. The sorry kind against the
Great. Sort of B flat minor there, so that'll be in the piano. So it's sort of going F minor to A flat, down to E flat, to B flat minor. Great series of chords there. It's just, I really enjoyed this chorus. And that sort of kind of straight driving drum pattern on the ride cymbal. Da 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 da. It's just, it's great. So he's using the, that would be the augmented fourths over an F minor. He used the B natural instead of the B flat, which would be in the key. You can hear that note at the bottom. So it's still got that sort of element of the riff going on in the key part, but with the orchestration, if you've got this, and then this, ooh, proper horror kind of stuff there, you know, diminished fifth, augmented fourth, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, and that's the Black Sabbath, you know, the Black Sabbath riff, Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath. Can't go wrong with that. You can hear the F at the bottom. Love the displacement on that. So you got the dun, da, 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 coming in on the two. Great riff. Now we've got the guitar continuing on through the verse. Bit more energy this time. Great drum pattern on that, you know what I mean? Dun, 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 dun. Really building the anticipation into this chorus again. Instead of just, you know, sorry for stopping and starting, it's just the way my brain works. And now it stopped. Reboot. What I meant was instead of something like that, or any sort of tom fill or whatever, I like the way he's keeping the beat, using the cymbals and the snare. I don't know, I just really like that kind of, it's I guess I would call that a fill, even though it's not a traditional fill. Like, you see what I mean? Here. This is great fun. I can see why Ampu's got such a smile on his face. You got a bit of a beer in you there, big crowd like that to play to, and just yeah, you could rock out on that riff for all day. Just keep it going. Nice lovely wee bass fills in there as well. Here. Nice little push. Very subtle, just starting to move up the scale. It's these little sort of nuances and subtle changes to me that really set Nightwish apart. At least in their composition. You know, there's so many other things that set them apart, of course. But you know, that riff that I was talking about, you know, that, I mean, it's simple. Let's be honest. It's a simplicity to this. Nothing wrong with being simple, and it's actually very difficult to write simple without falling into boring. So to me, they do this very well, where they can get something very hooky and catchy and simple, quote unquote, unsimple, if we like. But there's enough little sort of subtle changes in there just to bring it out of that. You know, if somebody came up with that idea, you know, that kind of chord progression has been done before. But I just love those kind of subtle touches where it's just like, well, the second time we play it round, let's include the little sort of walking bass pattern on it. Even just that one note, I mean, I am happy to geek out about that stuff. Love that. Even the little run there, coming back into it, you notice da 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 da. That was new. See the drummer's body language in that as well. See how much he's playing the drums with his body. It's not just this da 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 da. He's got this. There's such a groove going on with this da 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 da. Locked in. This guy is a human metronome. Feels it so deeply. Oh, piano time. Love the choir in this too. Right, so let's work. It's the same sort of harmonic content as the chorus. Let's take a wee bit of time to work out the piano riff, though. Let's see. Da, 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 da. So it's a wee bit more ad-lib sounding too. There's something like that going on. So he's in the C. Yeah, I think he's in the, what would be the F natural minor scale there, which is the same as A flat major, which is the relative major, but it's just starting on the F. So you can't really go wrong when you're sort of playing adjacent notes in the scale there. It's always going to sound lovely. You can hear they kind of all work. So if I was to play like a kind of pastiche of this riff, if you like, just for the sake of momentum and keeping things moving forward and not taking too long to work this out precisely, based on the scale that we're talking about, the sort of tremolando, da 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 da, this sort of effect that we've got going on, something like this. I'm kind of improvising this a little bit based on what he has played. F minor, A flat, E flat, and I think he goes up to the B flat minor. Da, 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 da. Maybe something different. I know it's a wee bit crude, like, but that's the idea, you know, so lovely. Let's keep going. Tell me this, the choir itself, I might be off on this, like, but I've drank a lot of coffee this morning. It almost sounds like a children's choir, as opposed to an adult choir. Is it? Kind of sounds like children's voices. way they're using the orchestra to affect, there are lots of percussive, atmospheric effects going on within the orchestra, as opposed to what you would call sort of melodic content. It's not that it's not melodic, it's just that all these sort of sweeps and whoom, these kind of effects that you would typically get in like video game music or cinematic kind of textures. It works really, really well in here, especially over that drum beat. I've got the harmonic stuff happening, chord progression. Great bass playing as well with this. Yes, this is the bit I remember. So where I thought it was going da-da-dan, da-da-dan, where you would expect that once it's kind of done the four parts of the phrase and it comes around to that again, you go da-da-dan, da, you'd expect that, whereas it's like da-da-dan, da-da-dan. Isn't that what it is? It's like changed. Here. That's back to the first one again. Second one. Lovely. Great vocals in the background. You hear everything building theatrically. All those multi-layered backing vocals pushing way up into that higher range. Very operatic, this part. Sounds like a wah effect on the guitar there. Lovely key change. Yeah, we're back to the home key again. Da 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 dum. Lovely bass playing on that. Very subtle. Just gives us enough of a nuance, you know. And I haven't forgotten, Floor is incredible. Floor's incredible. But come on, what can I say apart from the fact she's just incredible? Something that's a little bit more obvious to me now I listen to this is the way that the choir has become sort of integrated with what she's doing. It almost feels like there's been sort of like a separate, I guess, what's it say, story time. I have no idea what the lyrics are. I haven't really been listening out for words, if I'm being totally honest. But I wonder, is there something thematically happening there with the storyteller and the choir, the children's choir? I'm probably wrong on that, but I don't know. It just sounds like children's voices to me. And they're coming together really beautifully at the end and then building up the energy with this chorus. There's something about Floor's stage presence and vocal performance that there's a really lovely blend between power and like fragility. There's a real vulnerability to her, but also this utter confidence and sort of powerfulness, if you like, dominance. I love it's sort of going back and forth between that. She's so incredibly charismatic to watch and to listen to. Vocals immaculate. Immaculate. What else is there to say? Loved it. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to support me, consider joining me on Patreon or supporting me on Buy Me a Coffee or getting some of my music from Bandcamp. That'd be great. Thanks very much. See you all again next time.